What's up, y'all? Keith Dykes here with W.K.D Construction, and welcome to my channel. So I'm standing here in front of the just nearly completed Melton Farm Project. We are waiting on the countertops. That's all we're waiting. I don't know if we'll get it in before Christmas. I don't think we will, because it's Friday mid-morning and they haven't showed up. So that's about all we like, are the countertops here. But you can see I'm standing in front of a beautiful fireplace. Turned out really cool. Really happy with it. But hey, on today's video, we're gonna talk about engineered hardwood flooring. We're gonna install it, and I'm gonna show you some pretty good tips and pointers on the installation methods that I use. We are using, as I said, an engineered hardwood. That is my probably wood of choice, anything in a wide width. This is an 8-inch. So if you're gonna use a hardwood and you want a wide board, stick with engineered. And before you install your hardwood, bring it into the house, let it acclimate. We let this wood sit in here probably for 2 months before we even installed it. You want to acclimate it. That means you're getting it to temperature with the interior of the home. Get all the moisture out as much as possible. Let the heat and air run. Heat cycle or the air cycle, whatever, if you're in summer or winter. But you need to get that wood in here and let it get to acclimate. You need to let it acclimate so you don't get into any swelling or shrinking issues. If you're just now tuning in to the W.K.D Construction channel on YouTube, first of all, I thank you very much. But hey, we've got a lot of stuff that I still haven't published. I haven't uploaded. We've got a lot of great stuff. Fireplace, the beams over there. We got a faux beam, all the cabinetry. So we've got a lot of great stuff, content that I have not posted. Plus, I've got a lot of good content that I have posted. So you can go back and watch all that stuff on the Melton Farm Project. And yeah, just get caught up. This floor is timber, Big Sur, brushed hickory fern wood trail, and this is an 8-inch engineered, which it has an 1/8 inch hickory on top on a plywood frame. I really like that, especially if you go with the wide flooring, because the wide flooring, if you go wide, you really can't do solid hardwood because it will cup. About 5 inches is the max in my area, and that's pushing it. I mean, 5-inch will still cup a little bit because I've done some hickory, solid 3/4 inch hickory, 5-inch, and it did cup. Depends on the season, you know. It will fluctuate. But if you're going with a wide flooring like that, just stick with an engineered. In my opinion, it does better. I mean, it's not like you're putting it in a mall or something where you're going to have so much traffic that you're going to have to actually refinish it years down the road. But you still can definitely refinish an engineered hardwood one time. And I was able to purchase this locally through a store called Paint Plus Flooring. It's in Paris, Tennessee. All the people up there are really great. But yeah, ordered it like Wednesday, and it was here. I ordered it last Wednesday, and I think it was here Friday. So it was like super quick. So that was awesome. And I just picked it up today. Well, we've had the wood, the hardwood set inside, been acclimating for a couple of weeks now, getting ready to start prepping and installing it here. And I think we're gonna start in the hallway. This is I always try to find the longest, straightest point from one end to the other of the house. We'll laser across there, chalk a line, and then we'll work both ways. We'll run this side this way, and then we'll spline and work our way that way. We'll just work from the middle out. That way you can ensure that you have the straightest possible line. Because if you go to each room, try to chalk a line, try to figure it out, it doesn't work really well. I like to just start in the middle and then work your way out towards the exterior walls. You just end up having a better job. We're not going to stop at anywhere besides where it meets the tile and the bathrooms. All no transitions anywhere. I never run transitions. I always just run solid floor. It's from wherever I start to where, you know, to bedrooms, closets, hallways, kitchens, wherever. I do not break them in the door. Everything runs consistently, the whole house. And since when we install the doors, we set the doors, I don't strategically set the jambs at any certain height off the floor. I like to just set them low enough to when I come back and we're ready to do the floor, I can take my door jamb saw, set it to the height of the floor, and then we will cut the jambs. The trim, I did use a piece of flooring, and the guys trimmed it to they set the casing on top of a piece of scrap hardwood since we knew we had the hardwood. If I did not have the hardwood picked out, we would just run along and then we'd come along and use the door jamb saw and cut everything at one time. But this is my saw right here. It's a bad mamma jamma, but it'll get your fingers, so be careful. It'll get you. It's a finger getter. I used we still use a multi-tool sometime. We use a piece of flooring and then cut on top of it. But if you're doing several doors at a time, like this, like a whole house, the circular door jamb saw is the way to go. That's a Roberts. I think it's a 6 inch, 6.25 inch, something like that. But it does fantastic. You can undercut baseboard too. If your baseboard's already on and then you need to adjust for your floor, you can go back and actually rip a whole entire room if you needed to, like in a remodel instance. I've got these series of doors that I need to cut the jambs. As you see, our casing is already set to the height of the floor, so we can sneak that under there, but the jamb itself needs to be cut. So I got the door jamb saw set up, and I will run a ring around there and show you how to do that. All right, so we've taken a couple scrap pieces of wood, and I want to notch my first piece into my door jambs. So I found when I put two pieces together where the tongue of my piece is going to come out at, and I got my laser set up with the dot on it all the way down this hallway. And then Brent just took a square block, and then we just marked some little arrows on the floor. That way we can get a straight point all the way down through this hallway from one end to the other. And I used two pieces of wood just because when we notch the first piece, the chalk line wouldn't be past this wall right here. So I had to do two pieces to get it out far enough so we could get a straight line. We're going to chalk a line. That will be our tongue. That will be the location of our tongue on our second piece. In our doorway, since we're on a slab, we are going to be using the Bostik greenforce glue down adhesive, which that is a vapor barrier. So once we put that down, I want to have some backing. We're going to come back in all the doorway openings, and we're going to tap con just a strip of wood that we can run this up against and put some pressure against it. That way our first 2 or 3 or 4 pieces will be stuck and super straight. So now, if the camera stays still, holy cow. Now that we have our chalk line, we can take our tongue, put it to that chalk line, put our pieces together. passing, we can mark this chalk line here, and we can put a 1x down to start our wood up against, and just to help us keep it straight. Pencil. I just had it. You see that? Yep. So we just use some scrap wood just to anchor it to the floor to have something to keep our wood up against. But we are going to go take these two strips and basically just kind of dry cut them right now, make them fit, because we're going to notch into each doorway. That way we've got a nice place to start on, because this is the most important part of your floor. Make sure it's straight and have a good starting point. So once we get all these dry fit all the way down through there, all the way into the master, then we'll come back and glue it, and then we'll take some wood. We'll take some boxes of wood and set on top of it and make sure we get a good nice hold down on that glue. We're just about to have these first two runs cut, dry fitted. So once we get to the end, we'll scoot them back out, put down some adhesive, and go to town. And if you have the baseboard down like we do here, which I usually like to do that, but if you run into a place where the concrete's a little high, take a flapper wheel like Steve was doing and kind of sand the back side of it, and you can fit your floor to your baseboard. I like it better than trying to coat or scribe the baseboard to the floor. It just seems like it does a better job to me. Man, that need to be mixed up.
Some maple syrup on top.
Go ahead. Can we get right there? Yeah. Try not to get it up against there. You don't clean all that off. Bro, you what? I'm not on my line here. Hammer. Tight. Sounds like you're tight.
Yeah, I'm hitting the wall.
Grab the painter's tape. So ensure your seams stay tight. Use a little painter's tape, just kind of hold it for these first few. And then once we get these, we're gonna just take a couple boxes of the hardwood and we'll set on top. That way we can get a nice firm hold down. So our first two runs are installed. Got it weighted down. So I don't know, probably either in the morning or maybe even later on this afternoon, 4 or 5 hours later, we'll probably start running, start coming in this side and running towards the front of the house. So I got the old manual out, doing a little mopping. Yesterday we came and took some, cleaned the floor really good with TSP, trisodium phosphate. It's just a hard surface cleaner. I always use it to clean the concrete. It does really, it scrubs it really good, gets all that dirt and grime and stuff off of there. And cleans it really well. And then it dried this morning, kind of had a film on it, so I just got some water and I'm gonna wipe over it a couple times, just try to get that film off and get down to nice clean concrete. But we did that of course this morning before we put these 2 runs of hardwood in as well. Wipe your feet before entry. This is now a clean shoe zone. Thanks from the management. That's me, the management. So it's going pretty good. It does take a little longer because you're gluing and the glue's kind of a booger. But I did put some carpet shield down right here on this main stretch. That way we'll try to keep from potential damage happening to it. So we'll keep an eye on that, keep it covered up, and keep everybody's feet clean. As you see, we don't have any shoe mold. I do not like shoe mold, and I do prefer to put all of my baseboard down. I try to get all of it down, paint it, and then we lay the floor accordingly to the base. It seems like it does a better job. You can, if your floor is a little thick, you can take a flapper wheel and sand the end of it, or you can use just a little shim. We've been using these little composite shims. They're a little 1/16 inch, so if you need to shim it up just a little bit, you can put a little thicker glue on it, and it does great. But it's a very clean job. Looks cleaner in my opinion. And then you can see where we cut with the door jam saw. Beautiful. And if you're wondering what all the blue tape is for, it's just, since we're not nailing it, we don't have anything to fasten it down with. We're just kind of holding it together with the painter's tape, just so that that joint won't spread when we're walking over it and stuff. So it does pretty good. It holds it together good. Looks fantastic. So I've been gone on a little golfing excursion with a bunch of good friends of mine, and Steve and Brent's been working on the floor last Thursday and Friday, so it's Monday and I'm back. But they've got everything done. They're at the last run. So if you notice, all the hardwood runs congruent, just runs throughout the house. No transitions in the doorways. I got a friend of mine that is a Farm Bureau insurance agent, and he says if your floor has cuts in it, like transitions in the doorways or whatnot, and something happens, they will just pay to that transition. So if your floor runs throughout the whole house without any transitions at all, then you can get the whole floor replaced, because you can't really, 10 years later, you can't really match the exact same floor. So that's something to look at. But I do like not using transitions anywhere except, where it meets the tile. We'll have one here, probably a little Schluter piece and a tile there, or carpet. But as far as, I don't change direction. The floor runs one direction throughout the whole house, and just runs in each room every which, the same way. So no transitions, and it definitely looks best. Looks like I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So the only place that we do not have baseboard is in the living room, down the hallway, and in the kitchen, because I did not have the 1x8s. We're going to use 1x8s in there, and so we just didn't have them installed. Like I said, everywhere else we have them installed, except the very end wall. A lot of times I'll just go ahead and put it all on, but we kept it off on that wall and then that back wall. That way, once we started our piece here, we could go all the way and drop that last piece, and then we'll pre-paint the baseboard and sneak it in there, and then we can caulk it and then go back and put a finish coat on it. But yeah, very easy. I like using the baseboard, and we can shim the floor to the baseboard, like I said earlier, and it just does a better, just has a better finish to me. All right, we're using 1x8 base here in the main living. And we've got the little lamello clips, the P10s, which these are a little shorter than the 14s. Got two of them on the miter. So on all of our butt joints where we meet the casing, or the door casing, we did put a lamello right there as well. That way, hopefully, to keep from separating that joint. Whoever comes and has to take baseboard off in a few years is going to be pissed. Well, now that all the hardwood is installed, we'll go over and check it out. The kitchen, into the master bedroom. Oh, TV we gotta hang. Into the bathroom, shower. Oh, nice tub. I'll show you how to install that too. We got like I said, we've got a lot of stuff on here that I haven't even published. The door transitions. I said something about maybe doing a piece of Schluter. I didn't even do that. I did my hardwood was exactly the same height as my tile was in the bathrooms and in the laundry. So I'll show you what we did here. So there was no need for a transition because I mean, it is right over the top of it. So all I did was get some big stretch caulking and fill that gap. Oh, we got some plants in here. But it's dirty, it needs to be kind of clean. No transitions, super clean. That's I love it, clients love it. Because if you got a transition, you know, it kind of tends to stick up from the wood and the tile. It's a toe catch, a dirt catch, so if you can do it that way, it looks good. Like I said in the video earlier, I try to install most of my baseboard, all my trim and everything, get it all painted before I do the floor. It's because I like to sneak the floor underneath the baseboard. If you do that, you've got your framing. Okay, you get your framing, you get your drywall, and then you got your baseboard. So your drywall's a 1/2 inch, your baseboard's usually around 3/4. So you got 1.25 inches. I try to sneak the floor underneath the baseboard about 1/2 inch. You know what I mean? So you got almost 3/4 of an inch of expansion around the entire perimeter of the room. So you are golden in that you are golden. Oh my goodness, I can't. So there's no worry about expansion when you sneak the flooring underneath the baseboard. There is plenty of expansion under there. On a little side note, I do have memberships for the W.K.D construction channel. There are 3 different tiers, so you can go ahead and get some of there, and I'll give you some real deal secrets. I don't I don't want to give all my secrets away, you know what I mean? So you can actually be a member, and yeah, I can show you some more in more detail than what I do on my regular videos. And 2, if you need a consultant, hey, that's an option. I can consult with you if you run into a pickle and you need some extra help. I'll give you my personal email, my personal phone, and I'll be your huckleberry, you know what I mean? All right, y'all, that's it. That was my video on how we installed the engineered hardwood here at the Melton Farm Project. Once again, I'm Keith Dykes. This was the engineered hardwood video. Thanks for watching, and got it, coach.